talk it off. Say 1, 2, talk it off now. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, enough of that. I'm going to jump right into this because so much has been going on the past couple of days, guys. Listen, I saw somebody ask, are you angry? It sounded rhetorical, right? But no, I'm not angry. And, okay, so hold on. Let me jump back a little bit. I'm Careen Carlton. Thank you for coming on. Yeah! And we've got a lot to talk about. We have a lot to share. First, I want to ask you guys, kindly please share the, hi, Sandra. Thank you for sharing or coming on already. So I want you right now to share the video with your friends, with your family, all your network, everybody on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you are. I want you to share this video for me. Get the platforms activated for Want to Talk It Off. And let's really just push this. 2020 has proven to be something else. One of those things that nobody saw coming. And it may even seem to be the norm for some areas, right? For some activities. It may seem like this is how things are. Why even bother to think of anything different? All right. Now, I'm missing something. Okay, guys, I'm back. I didn't have enough time to put on any music or anything for you, but just had to straighten out a little kink right there. Okay, so as you will see the headline for this, and I'm just going to really switch really quickly here. Let me see if I got this here. The headline for it, let me make sure I save it first of all, is it's everybody who has passed in just the past couple of weeks to months, in the last 3 months. We really have to be concerned with what is going on here. We really have to be aware, and we have to come up with a plan. And guys, I'll tell you something. I've seen so many people angry, and with reason. There's absolutely no reason for any person of color not to be upset, annoyed. Even I would even put the adjective in there, petrified. You know, the anger is so putrid that we really just can't really put it together, but we have to pull it together. And one of the reasons why we have to pull it together is this. It's not just us that we are. Now, can you guys hear me? First of all, let me know if you can hear me, because I think I muted some stuff so that I don't get things all wonky. All right. And wait, before I go any further, I'm also working on getting some guests on here. I had some people that were supposed to be coming on today, and I just shifted completely because I was like, today's not the day for me for artists. Today is not the day for what I wanted to do that I had planned 2 weeks ago. So remember, Sandra, share the video right now. Just click share on that video. Oh, wait, and hold on. Let me just add here in case anybody wants to come on and share their views. I want you guys to treat this like a talk show, a call-in program. If you have a thought that you want to share with me, pop right up on my screen and let me know. If it's not happening, send me a message, or WhatsApp, whatever it is, a messenger message, something. Okay, so let's jump right into this and let's really get into this. We've got Brianna, Ahmad, Shayna. We have, those are the three that I can think of right now that are really prominent. And George. How can I forget George, the guy who was suffocated? Or whatever term they used to describe how he was murdered. So now I'm not going to go too far into a lot of this, because clearly I'm no legal person. I'm no police officer. I'm just a regular human being. And it's affecting me. And it's affecting you. I don't care who you are, it is affecting you. This is a world that we live in where in 10 to 15 years, I'm going to be telling my son, let's order in because I don't want you to be stopped by the police. I don't want to be stopped by the police for going 0.5 over the speed limit. You know, it's let me just make sure that I got this all clear now. All right, cool. Nobody wants to be stopped by the police now. And I saw as recently as this afternoon, I saw there was a video circulating about the police. They were let's not say harassing. They were speaking with a gentleman, another human being, and they went through a process, probably around 3 minutes or so of chit-chatting. I say chit-chatting. And then they handcuffed him. But after handcuffing him, and then they had to go and retrieve his ID. And it turned out that the gentleman was an FBI agent, and they had the entire thing all wrong. Yes, I'm a little out of breath on this because I was just really trying to get as much of this together as possible. All right, guys. So hold on now. Let me get together for you. Remember, guys, to share the video, please. I really do appreciate you sharing it and letting everyone know about this. We all know what happened. If you don't know, you must be living under a leaf. Because I don't want to say a rock, because a rock is a good place to be. I am under the rock that is higher than I. Go tell my enemies, I am under the rock. Jehovah, hide me. I am under the rock. So if you're living under a rock, good. You might be living under a leaf or a bushel where you wouldn't be able to hear or see what's going on. So we know that George Floyd, he was murdered when he had his neck constricted, his airflow constricted by another human being, placing his full body weight on him, as well as a few other people having their weight on him as well. And the entire, now I need to mute this fella. The entire nation of the United States is in a tizzy. And it may seem like I'm slighting this, but everybody is shifting and shaking, and literally shifting and shaking everything. And they're blowing stuff up, they're burning stuff, they're breaking things. And we need to really look at all that is going on here. Let me make sure this is going on well. Okay, yes, perfect. So YouTube, please share the video. I really appreciate if you share the video and like it and tell your friends about it as well. Okay, Facebook and YouTube. And so he was killed, and everybody knows this. Everybody is like, oh my gosh, and everybody is seeing it. And then there was even the point where people began to lash out at the young lady who recorded the video, and she responded very, very well with a few 4-letter words in there. But she was saying, hey, listen, if it was not for me, you guys would not have seen this. If I did not record this entire thing, you would not have seen this. She's so right. And she should have done something to help him. And, you know, people say the most interesting things. You would have thought they would have said it in the heat of the moment as soon as they saw the video. No. People are saying this like a week later, that you should have done something to help the guy and all of this sort of thing. And she clearly pointed out, hey, I'm a minor. What am I going to do? I am fearful that I would be arrested, or I would be beaten or injured, something. So, of course, she had her own fears as well. I mean, even if she was a strong man, and the other police officers weren't doing anything. Probably, let me use my childish exaggeration, 500,000 people standing around weren't doing anything. They were, hey man, hey man, hey man. That's all they were doing. They could not do anything. What could she have done? Call the police? You know? And it's really an outrage what is going on. But I'll tell you this. And I really wanted to share with you guys one of my thoughts on this, because although people are talking about it and saying we need change and so on and so forth, there's one thing that we also need to understand. Yes, we want blood. Okay, we want to fight. Why do we want to? You know, we're still so angry of over everything. There's what happened years ago, 400 years ago, but the effects are still occurring today. So, we want to fight. We want to break things. You get so angry, you just want to break something. You don't care who it belongs to. It could be yours. You want to break it because you're so angry, right? And we are looking to see how we can hurt those who hurt us. But here's the thing. I'm not going to be, I will promise you, I will not be negative. And I always believe that if you're going to say something about something that's not working, please offer a solution. Protest, walk the streets, quarrel, put all these other strange activities in your mind that will cause your anger to erupt into some effervescent thing that you can't describe without harming other people or their property. But I also observe that we are still, we speak of the Malcolm X, and we speak of his mindset and what he did. Somebody posted, it's not a chip on my shoulder, it's your knee in my neck kind of stuff. We talk about Martin Luther King. By now he would have shifted his paradigm mentality. He would have shifted it from the peaceful demonstration and all that sort of stuff, and so on. But we also know that there were marches, there were protests, there have been burnings, there have been killings, there have been fighting, there have been boycotts, all of this sort of stuff. And there's one thing that we know that is necessary. It is that for the powers to be to continue, and people are also very angry, we need to get back to work. It's hurting the economy. Now, we need to just look at what we're doing. We're still spending. We are still supporting some, not all. We're still supporting some of the oppressors because we like what they're putting in front of us on our tables. We like the presentation. We like the taste. We love the flavor. We love the fragrance. We love the aroma. We love everything about it. We love it. So we purchase and we spend and we support them in so many different ways, in countless ways. And I'm not just talking about, when I say the fragrance and the flavor, don't misunderstand. This is not literal. I'm not talking about food. And I know that you know that I'm not talking about food. And sometimes you have to explain because sometimes people ask the most obvious questions and you will think, well, how idiotic this could be, how much clearer can it be? But maybe I was clear as mud to some people. So we are completely enjoying what they are presenting to us. And, we walk in the things that they sell. We buy all the beautiful visions that they give to us. We buy those visions. We make those visions our own. Okay. And we love it. We put down everything else that we have and we pick up everything else that they have given to us, regardless of the quality of it or the trajectory that it will point us in. We do it. We take it. Correct? We do it. So right now, we're out there, and I'm saying we because obviously, if I'm not out there physically, I know that it is on my behalf because I'm going to benefit. I can't walk out there. I'm going to benefit from the fight, from the protest, some of it. And the other thing is that we also need to understand we ourselves are in a pandemic, not just with the oppression that's being experienced. We have the pandemic of COVID-19, coronavirus, whatever you want to choose to call it. We are in that pandemic. That is, it's really just backed us into a corner. We have been limited. I have my own conspiracy theories about this, but put conspiracy theories aside. We have been forced to exercise restraint. And And what's really puzzling to me is that we have spent so much time the past what? So March, April, May. Now this is June, almost for March, April, May, June, 3 months. I can't count. But almost 3 months now, and we have been in this COVID-19 pandemic. It's affecting everybody globally, and we have had much time to reflect, recalculate, assess, do some internal spring cleaning or some physical spring cleaning. Financially, a lot of people are getting to, I do real estate. A lot of people are getting the opportunity to clean up their credit, stop spending and start putting on that $25 to bring your credit down, that sort of stuff. This is a great opportunity. And I mentioned that before. This is a great opportunity to do that. And a lot of people are doing it. All right. But what's puzzling to me is that we have had this opportunity to soak in all of this information. And apart from just this information today, we have had the opportunity to do this for the past couple of years. If we go back as far back as 1992, 93, I think one of the other high profile ones, that California guy, I'm trying to remember his name. Anyhow, he was beaten by the police. He lived, but he was badly beaten. Spent a number of a lot of time in the hospital and recovery and everything. Now, guys, please, if you have a thought, and I would really love if you would share it with me as well. I would really appreciate that. All right. And share this video. That would be a great help to me, to really let everybody experience 1, 2, talk, get up. Say 1, 2, talk, get up. Now, right, back to our story. Right. So we have had that time to think, if not put things in perspective, to at least to get an idea of what perspective it should be in, and communicate with people who have been putting it in perspective. So you understand what I'm saying? If you couldn't do it yourself, you must have connected to other people who could have done it for you or helped you, or you could, people that you can imitate. It's okay to imitate good. It's really whack when you imitate bad. So let's imitate good. So, we've had people who would have been, what is this? So we've had people who we've seen what they're doing and how they're doing it. So I am a little perturbed as to why we have had this opportunity, and not everybody, but the ones that are visible and prominent are the ones that are destroying property. Why do you come out flaring and blaring and doing and responding the way that you're responding? Why are you doing that? Instead of prepping and getting worded up and getting focused, we come out just Let's not do that. I know that there are people that are saying, well, not everybody is doing, and I understand that perfectly. The other good thing about this is that there are people who are seeing the ones who are doing it and say, hey, listen, stop that. But then you see the videos with the most views are the ones where people are turning over government vehicles and trying to set them on fire. Bruh, when you set it on fire, it can blow up. And you, the one that's setting it on fire, can be killed. So I'm confused as to why we're doing this. We've got 2 pandemics going on here, and people are just doing crazy things. Why are we doing that? I'm completely confused. I think I see a little issue here. So let me just 1 second correct it. Try to correct it as best I can. Right. I don't understand how and why. Okay. But apart from not understanding how and why, it confuses me that it can continue for so long. You know, you may have done it when it first happened. Like I was saying, you know, when you're just so angry, you just want to break things, break anything. You know, it doesn't matter if it belongs to you or not. You are just angry, which can be appreciated. There's good anger and then there's bad anger. But considering that you had that opportunity to prep and get things together, and I don't mean like plan a protest because nobody knew that this guy was going to be killed like this. But you had that opportunity to get your mind right. You know, you would think that one of the better things to do would be to, you know, think about it just a little bit, a tad. And I'm sure things would have worked out quite differently. You know, if you think that the people, the oppressor, thinks little of you, why are we giving them so much power? Why are we giving them that opportunity to say, well, look at them, look at what they're doing, calling they call the oppressor call you animals, they call you no animal. Okay, so so they're gonna call the oppressor, okay, calling people animals, they're calling people savages, uncouth, can't they are small brains and all this sort of stuff, and I put on my page. I basically all my views I'm sharing with you. It's on my Facebook profile. And one of the things I will always say is that we want emancipation, but emancipation is longer than a walk, and we know that there has been emancipation of being enslaved, and which is in my opinion different to slavery, because you can be emancipated from something but you have not been freed from it. So, well, I guess I should say the other way around: emancipated from slavery but yet still enslaved, because it's very very different how these things operate, right? So you can not, you can have someone think that they can do whatever they want, go wherever they want, um, earn, live, eat, do whatever, and they're not enslaved. They're not, sorry, they're not slaves, but they're enslaved because of the permissions that exist. So emancipation is longer than just a walk of protest. It's all the, it's the journey of, and the processes and everything that culminates to make you a free being, a free person, a free mind, a free action, a free creator. It's when you have been let go of all of that. But that's not so easy. So I was doing some research, and you know, quite a while, for a very long time, um, women and people of color, black people, got a lot of colors, were considered second class citizens. And as I did my research and everything, you know, they say that, well, slaves were immigrants, which is true. And then, you know, the immigrants obviously, they wouldn't be citizens, they would have to be naturalized. And even the ones who were born in the country itself had to be naturalized because they weren't actually citizens of the country and so on. But they had to work so hard to actually prove that they were citizens. I think it was only recently, when I say recently, like in the, was it 19th century? I think it was the 19th century, that, well, no, it's actually in the 20th century, that blacks were no longer second class citizens, and women. So those were the two classes that seem to have a really huge problem with I'm talking about everybody like, wait, I'm not black and I'm not a woman. Yeah, I'm a human being, man. Get this right. So blacks and women were really oppressed. Thought of below any levels you can think of once you were not white or once you were not a white man. Those two things had to go together, not just once you were white or once you were a man or once you were a white man. So did a little bit of digging and stuff and realized that, you know, the opportunity to be considered a citizen and not be in different grades or classes, although it has been removed from the Constitution, it still has an effect. And this is why people are so angry. And you see, the thing is, we want, because of this hurt, because of this pain, because of this attack, it's like we don't have that freedom. But hey, hold on. But we want to get revenge on the person who really just took the future of another black king. And no, I gotta say something else about that too. Black kings and queens. Not everybody's a black king and a queen. But we want revenge for that. But there's something that I know. Being free is sweeter than getting revenge. I really think that instead of the burnings and the killings and the beatings and everything else, that the anger is encouraging. And I have to say it's the anger that is doing that. I said, no, they're really playing the fool on some people. Huh? He is really just encouraging some idiots to do some really crazy nonsense. So the anger that is encouraging people to do the nonsense that they're doing. Somebody, somehow, I don't know how it's going to happen, has to, that person has to how do I say, remove the veil so that people are able to see, hey, listen, don't take revenge, because that will come, and you don't have to be the person to do it. That will come on, they will do that to themselves. All right. Work on being free. Work. So we know that money is very important. So economy, we talk about the economy a lot. Work on feeding your own people. Work on fueling the businesses that you know that belong to the people that you know that are just like you. And I'm not talking about color. I'm talking about humans that you know that are just like you. If you know that going to Marjorie's shop, and Marjorie's husband is the owner of the shop, she's just the wife of the owner, and really she benefits from it. But Marjorie's husband is the leader that is the oppressor, or one of the leaders, or part of the organization of the oppressor. Are you going to keep going to Marjorie's shop knowing this? And again, it's more than just the color. We have to look at this as, we have to think about it. Think about it a little bit more than just, I am so angry and so tired. Just burning a car? They can buy another car. They can fix that. They can get over that. Burning a building? Insurance got that covered. You understand what I'm saying? Blocking the streets, scratching up their cars and all of that stuff. They can get new cars. They'll just wait it out. They'll get the insurance money to fix it. But what if you don't do that and you just don't go back into their establishment? Oh, wait, but My brothers and sisters are employed there. They will lose their jobs. This is when you channel your brothers and sisters into other opportunities. We have to think about ways that we can work together, build together, instead of trying to see how we can destroy and get revenge. When you are angry, you do crazy things. All right. I mean, we have heard so many stories of what's going on. I mean, there are curfews in so many cities across the US right now. Policemen are being injured. Policemen are being hurt. I posted about a thing about a shooting of 11 policemen. 5 died and 6 were injured. They were survived. And everybody was like, well, this is old. This is old. And I kept saying, this is coming. This is coming. Because somebody is out there planning, and somebody out there is going to repeat what they saw somebody else do. But we have to work together and not hurt, not take life. Let them deal with that. You know, let them deal with the pain that they're causing. Because so we know the Bible says vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Think about this. Don't know where my things are. But think about this. The reason, if you think about the reason why the Lord would have said, vengeance is mine, just focus on you, getting strong, getting together, make it, don't calculate, no plan, just plan to move forward. Because one thing any enemy hates is the success of the person they're hating on. So if you're moving forward and doing better and doing stronger and growing and getting bigger, if you think about it, that's going to be very upsetting. And the success, they're not getting any percentage of that success. It's all going back into the community and the good people. Everybody just needs to be on the same page. It's going to be very difficult. It's going to take some time. But over a period of time, if you think about it, I know it sounds really calculated. Taking down the oppressor 1 minute at a time, it can be so boring. But in the meantime, you are developing, you're growing, and you are focused, chiseled focus on getting stronger, getting bigger, getting better, getting rooted, growing your family, keeping our men out of prison, keeping our men and women alive, growing our generations and leaving heritage, leaving legacies. They may take one and we'll get angry. We will get annoyed. And I don't know if this is the Martin Luther King way or whatever. But I do know that any time you have an enemy, the simplest way to seek revenge on your enemy is to not seek revenge. And make sure that you are protected, you are growing, that you are strong. Like I said, chiseled focus. That our kids have a strong mentality of who they are, a strong vision of who they are. They're well educated, that they're able to formulate in their minds futures and put together stuff in their minds. And again, it's going to be one of the most interesting experiences that anyone who chooses to oppress you, they will have to think twice. They are the ones who are going to come out shooting. Bang, 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 bang. But wait, there's nobody on the road. Who are you shooting at? I just felt like keeping noise because I didn't have anybody to shoot at. You know, like we'll be like the Jetsons and they'll be like the Flintstones. Right, yeah. I just had to share that with you guys. And I hope that you took an opportunity to share the video with as many people as you can. And Let them know what's going on here. I just really had to share that with you. I had some other things I want to share. I hope I do get the opportunity to do that. Time is flying. Oh my goodness. Did I talk so much? Well, yeah, I got stuff to say. So I'll tell you guys, I'm trying to get Jesse Holland on here, you know, the guy who wrote Black Panther. I'm trying to get him on here, and also trying to get a friend of mine who lived in China for a little while on here as well. We're also going to be talking as time going. I'm letting you know some of the people that we'll be speaking to, some politicians, some from the Caribbean, and we will also be having some other people who will be able to encourage you in your business, because amidst all of this, COVID-19 is still real. Montgomery County, Maryland, went up 1%. All right, so still going on. A lot of crazy things are still happening. I mean, we know that these crazy things are going to continue to happen. We don't want to see any more deaths like that of George Floyd. We want to see some good and positive things. And I want you guys to, you know, I always say that, listen, current affairs is a positive spin. Once you talk it up, that's what I'm trying to focus on. Actually, on Saturday, a friend of mine, colleague, he posted a video of a drummer, Malik the Dope Drummer. And if you go to my profile, you'll see it as well. He said he wants to make people happy. Definitely, he's making some people happy. So I know that this George Floyd episode has really dislodged a lot of fear in everyone, and a lot of tears, because a lot of celebrities are getting involved. Jamie Foxx has been one of the most prominent ones recently. I think it was just over the weekend where he was really pushing and really getting out there. But you know, and you can't help but notice the ridiculous stories. Like, there was this guy who decided that he was going to go with a bow and arrow. What are you thinking? You know, it's like, I mean, yeah, he did hurt somebody, but not before everybody just, you know, pummeled him. But which is not a good thing. But obviously, he didn't have that opportunity to hurt anybody else either. So this was in Salt Lake City. So it was something else. So a lot of curfews are going on right now around the country. A lot of cities they've had to mobilize the National Guard and so on. Before I started my show, I heard my mom say Donald Trump is about to speak. But before he speaks, I really didn't get a chance to listen to it because I was preparing for the show. I wish I could find it right now, but nevertheless, I would have loved to have heard the words that were being spoken. But so before he spoke, they dispersed tear gas. And we can understand why, because somebody's probably calculating. I don't know what they're calculating, but somebody's probably calculating. But they had to make sure that they protect the one that was about to speak, and so on. So yeah, it's been a weird couple of months, and it's the first day of the 6th month, and we are experiencing a lot of crazy things. The other thing that I found was really odd was so we know that the family decided that they were going to have an independent autopsy done. And it seemed like they did the right thing. And Ben Crump, you know, the lawyer from Florida, who also represented the family for Trayvon, he's representing that family right now. And I actually never heard of Ben Crump before that, huh? But he's doing a good job, it seems. So they did their independent, they got their independent autopsy done. They did their independent autopsy. The family did the autopsy. So they did they had their independent autopsy done. And it proved quite different. No underlying diseases. Strong, healthy man. I actually found a couple of videos. Thank you to Arturo Tappin. What's happening, Tappin? Who shared a video of George Floyd when a big strapping man and showing off his muscles. I'm not doing this to show off. I'm just trying to inspire somebody. George, big fella. So, he was working out. He was talking about getting into word and so on. And this guy, initially they were saying, may have been a heart disease and just pressure on the back. And this would be happening and so on. Of course, this would happen. Even if he did not, even if he did not have a disease, if you just think about, so let's just say each man weighed 160 pounds. Sorry, each man, let's just drop it down a little bit. Police may not be so big in Minnesota. 150 pounds. So you've got 3 men on the lower, from like just below his shoulder blade down, all the way down to his legs, and then 1 on his neck. So that's like 450 pounds down there, and then another 150 on his neck. Even if you didn't have underlying medical conditions, I'm sure you would have difficulty breathing. Shoot, I lay on my back and these give me difficulty breathing. I don't think they're 600 pounds. Did I just say that? Right. So, initially they were saying that underlying medical conditions would have attributed to him dying. But we only saw about 10 minutes of the video. And for 10 of those 10 minutes, his neck was suppressed. So we really need more information. Not really, but we really need more information to understand why and what happened. And I also saw that. So again, thanks Arturo for sharing the good video on George. It's sad that so many of these people are being killed. These people are walking, they are shopping, they are jogging. Shayna. So this young lady, this is not a police affiliated event, but Shayna Donahue, actually from Baltimore. She was actually killed during a domestic violence dispute. Her boyfriend stabbed her multiple times. She was known as a nap queen, so a lot of natural hair stuff she was good at. But I'm wondering, how many times did they go to the house? And I'm wondering how many times did she call, or did she try to say, hey, I need help? How many times did any of this happen, and so on? And we hear of the, I don't want to close this here. We hear of the stories, and I mean, a beautiful girl, even her boyfriend is handsome. We hear of these stories, but our Black people, we need to not die. We need to create those legacies and that heritage, right? No matter what the circumstance, we just need to not die, especially at the hands of any oppressor, of any oppressor. So I know that I've shared with you guys before a couple of times about my book is called My Heart, the story of Broken and Healed. Let me hold it over here so that I can do both at the same time. My Heart, the story of Broken and Healed. And it's a book of poetry available on Amazon. And if you want, I could also send it to you directly. So just let me know if you are interested in this book. And so there's a poem in here that I wanted to share with you guys. I know all of a sudden I went down, but there's a poem in here. I know if you can see this, I just want to talk about this a little bit. So this piece of artwork, I don't know if I can show it here. Can you see that? I don't know how it may look to some people. I actually do have it on Facebook. That's actually, can you see that, Facebook? I know yeah. Can you see that? All right. So that's actually my eye. I don't know how many people can see it. My sister looked at it and said, "Oh, this ugly." I actually drew this makeup on my eye. I love doing makeup. So I had enough eye space to do it. So I did this. So anyhow, the poem is called Callous. All right. And it's this callous of experience and wisdom. One that needs no soaking or rubbing, covered and disguised in being numb, no feeling, and useless considering the years it took to become. Looked at, disgusted, overlooked, passed by and rejected, cut off and soothed to begin the camouflage. A new sunrise gives new covering, opaquely transparent to the being. Callous is tender and ready, waiting for the step that needs support. Bumpy roads and courts all have to be traveled, ways differing and building as callous takes in. Callous is scorned and is called corn. Some know of horns, others have learned of thorns. Callous protects from boring. Those penetrating edges all come create a languishing. A vanquishing is needed, but the decay too for realizing. Callous, created to remind sometimes of each lesson, a note taken and timed. For release in time's essences, when few flavor is non-existing, callous is available, ugly and hard, noticeably can become invisible as time presses in the formidable callous. If you want to read this poem again, if you want to have this poem shared again, you can get it on my, I don't know if I can see, you can see this. Yeah. You can get it on Amazon, as I mentioned, or I can send it to you. This one's called Callous, and it's from my book, My Heart, The Story of Broken and Healed. I would like you guys very much to share the video, and if you're interested in purchasing the book, that would be awesome. That would be fantastic. That would be great. I would really appreciate that. All right. And I really want us to focus on being strong, being positive, not hurting, being wise. If you don't think that you have wisdom, ask God for wisdom on what you need to do, on how you need to do it. You know, the circles that you're surrounding yourself. And we know that there are people out there that are instigating the violence. But if you see it, talk about it, let them know, stop, hey, don't do it. But also make sure that you're not associating yourselves with people that ain't got no sense. Because whatever little sense you have will rub off or rub away. So let's not do that, okay, guys? And I really, 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 really hope that we continue to love each other, for love is of God. And anyone that loveth is born of God and knoweth God. He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. So, beloved, let us love one another. And you know where that is from? That is from 1 John 4, 7, and 8. And guys, remember to share the video for me. I want you to do that and let everybody know about Once We Talk It Off. Let them know that we chit chat, and talk about some stuff that's really pertinent to what's going on, and then putting a positive spin on what we're talking about. Okay, guys? So, 1, 2, talk it up. Say 1, 2, talk it up. Say 1, 2, talk it up. Now, hey. If a friend missed it, share it with them. Run to tell your friend them. Meet us here next week, Monday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm Careen Carlton. Thank you for staying. 1, 2, talk it up. Say 1, 2, talk it up now. Hey, oh, hey. Loving it, yes? See you guys. Bye-bye. you.